The final injury report for the Packers-Lions game just came out, and there's a lot of not great news for the Packers. Starting off with Jordan Love, he's going to be questionable going into Sunday's game. Love said earlier in the week that there is a realistic chance that he could play Sunday. He suffered that groin injury this past game, went out in the early third quarter. Malik Willis came in, led the game-winning drive, but it is good to see that Love did practice Thursday and Friday. And so because of that, I think that there's a chance that he plays Sunday. If he hadn't practiced all week, I'd say there's a less likely chance. And so that's one where we'll just have to wait and see at game time if Jordan Love is able to go. And the Packers will just have to decide, how do they feel Love is going to be able to go out there and play? Is it going to risk further injury? And because you do have the bye week, you could allow him to really get healed from that injury if you fear that there's some kind of possibility of re-aggravating it that could, hold him out a little bit longer. So that's the biggest one, and we'll keep an eye on that going into Sunday. Now, Evan Williams, Packers safety, who has been dominant since he's gotten a lot of the starting reps for the past few weeks, he is going to be officially out with a hamstring injury that he suffered this past game. He didn't practice all week long. So that's a huge blow for this Packers defense. We saw that the Packers secondary struggled a lot more against the Jacksonville Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence when Evan Williams went down late in the second quarter this past Sunday. And so that's a big blow for the Packers secondary, especially going up against one of the most explosive offenses in the NFL in the Detroit Lions, who have the most points scored this season in the NFL. And so that's a big loss for the Packers defense this week. Now, Jair Alexander is questionable going into this game with a knee injury. And so the way that Evan Williams has played, the way that Jair has played, if Jair can't go, that's going to be, it's already tough without Evan Williams. Now, if Jair also can't go, it's going to be tough to stop this Lions team that has been just firing on all cylinders recently, have put up like around 33 points per game. If Jair can't go, then I would assume, with Evan Williams out, we'll probably see Javon Bullard at safety, Keyshawn Nixon in the slot. If Jair can't go, I assume we'll see Carrington Valentine, Eric Stokes. If Jair can go, we may see some more of Carrington Valentine. It sounded like from Jeff Hafley's press conference this week that Carrington Valentine should be getting some more snaps as time goes by. And so that's another massive injury to watch. Corey Ballantyne, backup cornerback, is questionable with an ankle injury. Now, Josh Jacobs is also questionable. We did say earlier in the week, he said earlier in the week that he expects to play, and he is questionable though, so it's not a for sure thing that he is going to play on Sunday. I would expect him to. It sounds like he expects to play, so I would assume he does, but he is officially questionable. He didn't practice Wednesday, was limited Thursday and Friday with that ankle injury. Josh Myers, Packers center, is doubtful to play Sunday, which means he's probably not going to play. Didn't practice all week long. Got a wrist injury this past game, played through it. If Josh Myers can't go, I would assume we see Elton Jenkins move to center. In the 7 snaps that Josh Myers missed earlier in the season when he went out for a few plays, Elton Jenkins was the guy to shift over to center. And so with Josh Myers likely not playing, I would assume we see Elton Jenkins at center and then possibly Sean Ryan going from right guard to left guard, and then Jordan Morgan, Packers first-round pick, playing at right guard. I would assume that'll be what the offensive line looks like. And I don't think Josh Myers has been, a top-tier center this season. But when you do have the guy who's used to, controlling everything and being the guy, the vocal leader of the offensive line, that's going to, take some getting used to sort of swap Josh Myers out, considering he's most likely not playing. Quay Walker does not have an injury designation, and so he should be back this week after suffering that concussion. He fully practiced Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Rasheed Walker is good to go with a knee injury. Devontae Wyatt good to go once again. Kenny Clark good to go. Elton Jenkins good to go. And Lucas Van Ness also good to go. So that's a lot of injuries for the Packers. Now to the Detroit Lions. They have 3 players out. Broderick Martin, defensive tackle with a knee injury. He is going to be out this game. Also, Josh Paschal, defensive lineman. He has an illness. He is going to be out. And then linebacker Malcolm Rodriguez. He has an ankle injury. He's going to be out. And then running back Sion Vaki, if I said that properly, knee injury. He is doubtful. And then Makai Wingo, ankle. He is doubtful. So a lot of injuries there. Not as many starters, I'm pretty sure, for the Lions, but there are a few guys in there who play a good amount of snaps. And so that's pretty much the injury updates. If you guys want more Packers content, want to see my reaction to this Lions-Packers game, which could be a tough one for the Packers with all these injuries, feel free to subscribe, and hopefully the Packers can still find a way to win this game, even though it's going to be the Packers are going to be without a lot of their key players here, or at least one, could be more this next Sunday. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.